I'm resetting the NHL to a fantasy draft and we'll be selecting 20 players for my team. For today's draft challenge, players' names must chain together. So for each subsequent pick, the first letter of their last name must match the last letter of the previous player. After all the selections have been made, we will edit the lines and simulate through a season of franchise mode with the hopes of winning a Stanley Cup. Alright folks, it is time to find out which team we are going to be representing for this potentially quite challenging draft. Today, we will be drafting on behalf of the Ottawa Senators. Right on. Absolutely not, lad. We are going to get draft pick number 12. First number that came to mind. Let's see if I'm anywhere in the ballpark. Not even close, we got 31. That's crazy. See, we could go with Crosby, but finding someone whose last name starts with a Y could be an issue. Stevie Y no longer in the league, unfortunately. We've got some good ones here, like Natchez would be nice, Slavin would be nice. You know what? I'm gonna go out of left field, and I'm gonna take Jimmy Stu. Why not? I actually didn't do that on purpose. I forgot that we were Ottawa until I selected him. Oh no, I might have done something really bad here. I don't see a single E. Yeah, maybe should have thought that one through a little bit better there. But you know what? We'll take this as a learning experience and we'll move forward. Okay, there we go. That's not bad. And it gives us an S. Nikolai Ehlers, another playmaker, which isn't awesome, but we'll make it work. Stone would be good because he's a right winger and that would complete our first line. But we have to take into consideration that he is not a sniper. And on top of that, we get stuck with E again. We could go with Brady Shea, but I don't necessarily want an I either. I feel like Siegenthaler gives us some options. He's 87 overall. He doesn't have any abilities, but I don't know. This is going to be a tough draft, lads. I'm just looking at goalies here. We could also go with Saros and then loop back around to S. But every time I draft Saros, he plays buns. I guess let's see if it keeps up today. And now we will go with Siegenthaler. So that kind of worked out all right. Rickard Rakell, as I like to call him. He is a 86 overall two-way forward, which not ideal. I would like to get someone like Brock Besser, who's a sniper, but we're not having any luck. Honestly, we don't really have much of a choice, so I'm just going to take him, and then we have L. So, wish me luck. Lindholm, and we get M. I actually like that quite a bit. Two-way defender, he's got 3 abilitas. Yes. Where's McDavid when you need him? You know? We could just have a complete playmaking first line, grab Marchessault, Mr. Conn Smythe himself. Ooh, Marchment could be good. For the second line, I have seen him play on the third line quite frequently, to be honest with you. So, let's take him. Is Nichushkin a sniper? Because if so, he'd be nice to get for that first line, honestly. But I don't know how we'll pull that off. Let's go for Mason Marchment for now, and then hopefully, like if we... Oh, that's risky, though, because I could take someone like... Nope, that doesn't work either. Never mind. Ooh, Trouba. He's making 8 mil, which is a little steep. He's also another defensive defenseman, which I'm not necessarily looking for at the moment. Toffoli could be the guy, but again, I don't really want I. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Owen Tippett, right wing sniper, and it leaves us with T again, which provides a lot of options. We got Maxime right here. Oh yeah, you know what? We're going Teravainen. And if Nichushkin's still there, then we're in a good spot. No way, dude. He's gone. That's so unfortunate. Well, we tried. Darnell Nurse making nearly 10 million. That would eat up a good chunk of our cap space. He's also another left-handed defenseman, but I'm gonna just do it. Is he left-handed as well? Ekman Larson? My word, dude. What is going on? I need someone whose last name starts with an E and they're not making a lot. I was actually thinking about Lars Eller. 79 faceoffs isn't phenomenal, but I'm still gonna do it. Another solid centerman here, Rodriguez, 84 overall, 3 milli, only 70 in the dot though, so I'm not sure about that one. Oh, this is ideal because he's still, well, actually, he might have signed a contract by the time this comes out because it's probably not coming out for a while, but 77 in the dot. He's making league minimum because he hasn't signed a contract. I think they just give you a year anyway, so yeah, Coyle and Coleman are both all right, but they're making way more than I can throw out right now. Finally, a defenseman that's right-handed, but he's also a defensive defenseman, so I don't really know what to do right now. I think we kind of have to take him. Oh, I like this pick. 7th round legend Grinder nicked out. And it brings us all the way back to D, so we'll be able to find someone. That's easy enough. Right-handed and not a defensive defenseman. Matt Dumba. He's 81 overall, making nearly 4, sure. But, I mean, I think we are in another situation where we just have to. Give me, like, Zach Aston Reese or something. I don't know. I'm fine with this one. Yoel Armia. It loops us back around to A, which is all right. Is there anyone with a really high physicality category? Okay, so we just have Anderson, eh? Ooh, what about Nola Chari? We already have a lot of centers, but he's another center grinder, 78 in the dot. He could also play the wing. Ooh, I just realized I is going to be interesting. But you know what? I'm up for the challenge. Let's try it. Oh my word, I know who we're going to pick, actually. Or maybe he already got drafted? Really? He should be up here for physicality, I would think. Well, there's Aston Reese, but that doesn't help us anymore. Well, that backfired quite a bit. Is there any goalies? I can't think of any. Actually, you know what? This isn't bad. Not at all. 3.6, I think we can kind of afford it at this point. He is a left wing / center, multi-position king. You love to see it. I follow. Let's go. We need a goaltender. We need a defenseman. Oh, wow. We're going to have a lot more salary cap left than I thought we were going to. That's my bad. This is the guy I was thinking of, Osterley. He's probably left-handed. Of course he is. Another defensive defenseman. Imagine my surprise. I'll take like a 75 overall if we can find a right-handed defenseman whose last name starts with an O. Probably not going to happen. All right, we're going to go with you, and then we need to find a goaltender whose last name starts with E, so that could be interesting. Maybe there's one there. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Wow. Should have taken a goalie before now, evidently. You're kidding me. What do we do if there just isn't one? I never thought about that. I'm actually starting to think there just isn't. Like, this is insane. We hit the bottom of the list. There's not a single goaltender whose last name starts with an E. I guess I should have taken a look before because there is a goaltender whose last name starts with O, and then we could have taken Osterley after that. Is there another defenseman whose last name starts with O? Because what we might have to do is sort of backtrack our last pick, and then Osterley can't play. Yes, sir. We have Olofsson right here at 74 overall. Does that help us with goalies at all? I need to double check. I mean, there's gotta be. Okay, so we'll take him, and then we will bench Osterley. Nah, there ain't no way. There's no way. Are you kidding me right now? There's no goalies that have... Bro. All right, now my gears are just starting to get grinded. O'Rourke. Ends in an E again. Give me a break. Here's one, but it's an I. I don't think we're gonna have any luck. S. Okay. All right, you could be onto something here, Cal. Any goalies that have a last name starting with I or S, please. Subban. All right, perfect. We have our guy. Just give me about 10 minutes to scroll. I'll find him. 68 overall, Cal O'Delius. He's lefty / righty at least, so you got that going for us, if nothing else. And now to successfully complete the draft, we will draft Malcolm Subban. Holy crap, what a roller coaster. There we go. Here's our team. If we get 29 wins, I'm gonna be surprised. Maybe we'll be sick for some reason. I don't know. Travis Green, buddy, all I'm gonna say is good luck. I feel like I dug us a hole right off the bat, and it was just hard to get out from there. First things first, I'm the realist, but also we need to go to roster moves because there's a couple players we gotta send down. I am sure of it. AKA you and you. See ya. Are you gonna get claimed by chance? No, no one wants you. To be fair, Tippett's the only player on this line that doesn't want to be a first liner. We got a +5 and a +4, so I'm loving what I see at the moment. This is surprisingly better than I thought it was going to be. I thought our chemistry was going to be all over the map. I think we just kind of have to. No. Oh! That gets a +3. Siegenthaler up here with Dumba, and then Chatfield can be... Oh, wait, no, that's his potential. He is a top 6 defenseman. So he's chilling there. This guy, move you over. Boom. What if we do this? Oh, no, we're not doing that, actually. Scratch it. Tending the goal, we got UC with Icy Saros and Subban backing him up. It's okay. I mean, this team might surprise me. I'm going to just go out on a limb here and say that Jimmy Stu gets the most points with 84, I think. And this team will have 38 wins. I don't know. Please prove me wrong. I would say with our chemistry talks, it was pretty much 50-50. We got like half the players to buy in, half of them weren't feeling it yet, but that's okay. Let's let them do their thing, go out, play some hockey, and maybe, just maybe, when we revisit, they'll be more willing. Let's go, Sens. 4-1-1 to start the year. The Edmonton Oilers are going to shut that up real quick, and then we get deleted by the Broad Street Bullies. My team's going to take us down too. Yeah, of course. Oh no, we suck again. Defense is definitely our weak spot. I mean, we have some solid guys there, but we also have... like, what is he, a 65 or something crazy? All right, we are 12-12-1 after the first couple of months here. 25 points. I mean, there's not too much separation, so we could really get back into this, but it's going to take some work. There's still 4 players that just aren't having it yet, but it's okay. We still got a couple more attempts here. Maybe they will eventually cave, or maybe not. Oh. Interesting. Not very often we get trades anymore. Edit trade. I don't think I can say yes to this because that kind of breaks our chain. But, like, Jared McCann would be nice to have right now. Well, that sucks. Come on, Senators. Let's get it going here. Come on, pick up your game. We can do this. I believe in you. I'm not expecting you guys to be atop the division, but I do think this team could wild card. Like, look at this. Right now, we're mid. Right down the middle of the division. You love to see it. And then we go on a big skid. Probably going to lose to Florida. Ooh, that's a big win. I know it's not the actual Florida Panthers since this is a fantasy draft, but they were doing good anyway. So that's why I said it was a big W. And so were both of those. All right, 4-month check-in here. 54 games played. We are 27, 24, and 3. 6th in the Atlantic Division. There's still not really that much separation, so very volatile division at the moment. Roslovic and Raquel, for whatever reason, being real stubborn. So I need them to grow up. A trade down there. Radish and Balinskis for a second, that guy, and a fourth. What a deal. These guys really want to get rid of Jared McCann, eh? This is getting kind of sus. All right, Sens, we need to have a good post-trade deadline here, which I know is unheard of, but I'm going to once again put my faith in this team. You can do it. It's not looking good early here. We need to start stacking up some wins. Okay, shootout loss, that's fine. Yep, perfect. We're getting some points. Still 6th in the division, though. Oh, no. To be fair, this draft challenge is really hard. We are 7th in the division. Yeah, we're not going to make it. Our finalized chemistry anyway, well, I mean, we still didn't get Roslovic and Raquel, but we got a +5 on the first 2 lines. We ended up with a +5 on the first defensive pair, and then a couple of +1s, which is actually solid. All right, I know you guys aren't getting into the playoffs, but can we just play for something here? A little bit of dignity, maybe? Can we finish with more wins than regulation losses? No, we cannot. Well, we could tie it, but we have to win out, which I am here to tell you is not happening. Oh, ho, ho. Come on, last game. Yes! Let's go, boys. It's about the What just happened? I was like talking and then my brain was like, no, actually we're done with that. Anyway, I was gonna say it's about the minor victories. So there we go. We got something to cheer for. As I do when we don't make the playoffs, I'm just going to sim up to the Stanley Cup final. That wasn't really that heartbreaking because I didn't really give us much of a chance right out of the gate, so I sort of knew what was coming. Your Stanley Cup final is the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Calgary Flames. Somewhere out there, Gary Bettman is throwing a fit. Oh, wow. We ended up finishing last in the division. That might be one of the worst drafts I've had in a minute. The Jerks are going to be the President's Trophy recipients. 108 points, pretty solid season, 53 Ws. Only 2 teams cracked 50. Is there any craziness going on? Top 16. You'd love to see it. Who finished dead last? It wasn't us, right? Okay, good. It was the Pity Pens. Uh-oh. What do they got on their team here? Stankoven, Velarde, and Rantanen. Hyman, Zegras, Quinn, Wallstedt. Okay, so they drafted a lot of young players, I feel like, that are going to be good. I feel like Wallstedt is still sort of a prospect goaltender. Mo is pretty young. Kesselring is like 25, 26, I think. Could be wrong about that. Maybe he's even younger. Just a terrible showing. 74 points from Ehlers, 70 from Jimmy Stu, 65. Where's Owen Tippett? Come on, Tip. Do better. This is kind of surprising. 46 points from Lindholm, 35 from Nurse, 28 from Dumba. I'm actually quite ecstatic about that. And for the first time, we can't blame him. Wow, you see what I see. Saros had a 9-13 and 2 shutouts. To be fair, he was probably getting peppered. The most wins goes to Connor Hellebuck. He leads the league. He only had a 907 though, which not great. Dostal had a 914, 923 for Logan Thompson. And how about Carell? Let's play a game. This is still offensive. 79 points is defensive leading. No, I'm not having it. That is craziness. And his, in a normal circumstance, partner in crime, Nate Doggy Dog is going to be the league leader, 112. He actually had 13 more points than the next closest. The only player to break 100. 57 tucks as well. He's going to be a genitor at the awards ceremony. I feel like I haven't done this in a while. Who had the most Pims? Foligno. Classic. And he cleared it. Time to do some roster scouting. Here's your President's Trophy winning Carolina Hurricanes. This just does not make any sense to me. What are we looking at? Okay, they are really good on defense, so that definitely helps. That's right, they have Hellebuck. Okay, that explains everything. Defense first for this team, I suppose. One half of the Stanley Cup final. We got Matthew Nyes, Tage Thompson, and Claude Giroux. It's all right, I guess. Bjorkstrand, Kadri, the game does love him. Playing with Malkin. Okay, that second line is out of control. Landeskog on the third line. Holy smokes. Defensively, they're stacked. I don't really know what's going on here. Miro, I'd put him on the top pair. But anyway, look at this top 4. Huge. And they have Bobrovsky, who's proven that he can win a cup. So, Maybe he'll do it again. The Toronto Maple Leafs brought back Marnsey. That is hilarious. They have Byfield and Toffoli playing with them. We almost had Toffoli, but I didn't want the I, so away she goes. Barrett Hayton, Eriksson Ek, and Mikheyev. It's an okay second line. I really like this third line, though. Nicholas Backstrom is kind of wild. I think he's still playing. Unless I'm making this up, I'm pretty sure that he's playing in some Swedish league, so good for him. They have Pizzetta, who I think they also have in real life now, so interesting draft for them. Okay, what are we doing? Apparently, the strategy is to take a defenseman with your first pick and just bury them on the last pair. Brody and Gudis, Dursey, Matheson, Yossi, and Petrie. This has to be the best decor in the league, though. And then they got Samwise Montembeault, 85 overall. Yeah, he could get the job done. We shall advance one day at a time until a Stanley Cup champion is awarded. Will it be the Toronto Maple Leafs? Will it be the Calgary Flames? I don't know. But what I do know is that the Stanley Cup is coming to Canada. All right, Calgary up 2-1, 3-1. Not looking good for Toronto. Oh, wow. They just dusted them. Springfield Thunderbirds, Calder Cup champions. What a performance from Sergei Bobrovsky. He had a .918 save percentage. He only lost 5 games the entire playoffs. Had 1 shutout. Good for you, lad. Defensively, Miro Heiskanen would be the leader. He had 16 points in 21 games. Matheson had 14. Roman Josi on the third pair. Like, I still don't get that. Zach Werenski was going crazy. I assume your Conn Smythe winner is Gino. On the second line, he put up 29 points in 21 games. Tage Thompson had 26. Eriksson Ek, who I believe was also on the second line, right? Or no, wait. It was Kadri Malkin and someone. Nate Doggy gets the Art Hart combo. I said that before I even saw. I just assumed. Darlene with the Norris. Willie Stiles gets the Lady Bing. Leonard with the Calder. I'd love to see that in real life. That'd be fire. Malkin does get the Conn Smythe. Carell, the Vezina recipient, as well as the Jennings. He had a year. Alexiak Bill Masterton winner. Blashill gets the Jadams. Sasha Barkov with the Selkie. Nate Doggy Dog and Nate Doggy Dog. Here is your playoff tree. For the first time in a while during a draft, we did not even get into the lofts, but it's going to happen, especially when you do challenges like that. I mean, to be fair, I don't think having draft pick 31 did us any favors. But hey, I'm not going to complain. It was worth a try. Live and learn. If you have draft ideas, be sure to let me know down below. And if you tried this draft, let me know how yours went, which pick you had, and what the team looked like. Appreciate you guys as always. If you could like and subscribe, that would be tremendous. And I will see you soon.